we will end on this question from Lemmy Moorhead. Who was your favourite workouts partner? Should that be Motorhead? It's got to be. Anyway, I don't know. Who was your favourite workout partner while travelling on the road? And then I've got a follow-up question after this. So I'm going to get, is it Kane?
It is Kane. It is Kane, but I was everybody's least favorite workout partner on the road. You want to know why? I think you know why.
Extra? You'd stay too long?
No. It's not when I ended the workout. It's when I wanted to start the workout.
Ah, too early.
Yeah, I was always going to be a 3, 4, 5 a.m. workout guy, no matter what time I got in. Sometimes I'd sleep in like 8, maybe 9, but they would be like pushing it right before we had to be to the building. And Glenn was good about that, but man, Dreamer hated it. Nunio, that's what we called him, not Nunzio, Nunio. Well, because he called himself Nunio, watch the Undertaker sit-down promo. He does the most amazing sit-down in like a mafia-type bar setting with the light overhead, and he's doing the whole mafia thing. Has to be 5, 6, 7 minutes. And he goes, at the end, he goes, Nunio don't like that. He got his own name wrong. So we called him Nunio it's 2025. We still call him Nunio. All right, he hated work. The one guy that really, truly enjoyed working out as much as I did and was probably my favorite person to see in the gym was Vito, Big Vito. He was awesome. When he got himself shredded, he was a maniac in the gym and he inspired me so much. But the person I traveled with was Kane. I would drag Charles Robinson to the gym sometimes. By the way, Charles actually injured his foot recently. And I have it on good authority, a strong source. Charles's favorite pastime was kicking puppies and babies. Unfortunately, the puppy he kicked was Crypto, Superman's dog, and the baby he kicked was Franklin Richards, the son of the Fantastic Four. So he broke his foot. Evil does get karma coming back on him sometimes. So get well soon, Charles.
Is he the new Chuck Norris?
He is. Chuck Robinson. That's what we'll call him. We're going to have Charles Robinson facts, but in reverse, where Charles actually. But yeah, all in all, I'll tell you what, just my thing before the internet, my thing that I always wanted to do, and I talked about this during my travel and your fitness journey on the fitness channel. My thing that I wanted to do was write a travel guide for gyms every year. They used to have yearly travel guides, remember, on different restaurants. I wanted to do that for gyms. My favorite pastime, my hobby, was going and finding gyms when I was on the road. And I loved it. And Glenn was the same way. Actually, we didn't even have a GPS. We called Glenn our GPS, our Glenn positioning system, or our gym positioning system. He knew where all the gyms were. Great dude, man. I loved working out with him.
So I'm going to follow up with this one. Who are the strongest wrestlers you ever performed with? And I'm not necessarily saying, someone obvious like the Mark Henrys of the world, because obviously he's a very strong man, but, the guys who would just have no problem just moving you where you want to be or throwing you up in the air and like it was nothing. The scary, strong guys you wrestled over the years. Like Nunio.
I told this. Nunio is scary strong, but in a way where you're on the mat, like picking your teeth up off of it. That's a different kind of strength. So Brock Lesnar, I told the story, the belly to belly with my back up against the ropes in a 20-foot ring and my feet touched the other ropes on a belly to belly with no jump. He just threw me. The only thing that stopped me was the ropes. It would have been a Rocky III Thunder Lips situation where I went into the crowd. But that's easy, right? Everybody knows Brock's strong. Heidenreich, for all bad reasons, was strong and throw you where you didn't want to go. Big Show is super strong and super light at the same time, which is a great talent. Great Khali, super strong. When we worked that match and he gave me the choke slam bomb, I didn't jump. Just I was down before I knew it. Batista, incredibly strong, but light at the same time. Then there's a name people may not know, but I wish they did because we talked about the guys that should have got an opportunity in WWE. Luke Hawx, incredibly strong, to the point where he goes, I'm going to press slam you and put you into a power slam. I go, you don't understand the way this body works. It doesn't twist. It's like a stiff 2x4. He's like, I don't care. Boom, boom, boom. You're down. I was like, okay. Obviously, Kane, who also, by the way, has the fastest hands, because we used to do like sparring. And I told you the story. He used to always hit center mass and have fast hands. And then I did the oldest trick in the book. I was like, oh, look, Vince is here. Boom, pop him right in the nose and run. That's what friends do in wrestling. They cheap shot each other. Val Venus is deceptively strong. Even though he's a big dude, you figure he's strong. Really strong dude. I think this is the weirdest strength that I ever felt in the ring was JBL. It's like bar fight country strong. Where like, if this dude just wants to grab my wrist, I'm not getting away. Like you assume it with the other guys, big muscle bound guys. But John's like, how can I say, like cowboy strong? Like football strong.
Farm strong.
And it's like,
yeah.
Bob Armstrong and JBL would be the same type of like, Mortal Kombat. Come here, strength, get over here. So John definitely deceptively strong that way. And there's a ton of others, but these are kind of the top ones where you're like, okay, they're just going to do what they want and hopefully the bell will ring sooner rather than later.
And in the gym, because obviously I'm assuming sometimes you're in the gym with 20 wrestlers or whatever it might have been, on
No, not
tours,
me. No. See, I avoided them, remember? I always went somewhere else or I worked out
at some
5
point, if you're on a coach tour or something, you're all piling into a gym and whatnot, that sometimes you'd be with everybody else kind of thing. Well, okay, assuming whether you were or you weren't, I'm sure you've shared with many wrestlers a gym over the years. What are the most impressive lifts that you've seen wrestlers do over the years, and who were they?
Honestly, not many, because being on the road so much, they're not going for PRs. As a matter of fact, I remember seeing Batista, and he trained, but he never trained during the 4 days on the road, at least not really a lot, because we would be heading to the gym and Dave would be heading to get something to eat or go to the building. And I'd be like, why aren't you working out? He's like, I don't work out much on the road because it's already, hurting my body to fly, to drive. He makes an excellent point. He recovered properly, trained very hard when he got home. And I say, but I've never seen anybody on like a TV day, like lifting heavy. I'll tell you another funny story, and I forget what building it was. They had a gym in the building, like a small gym. I was walking in and I'm working out, I'm doing cardio, I'm lifting, I'm putting time in. Ron Simmons walks in with a tank top and a pair of jeans, picks up a curl bar, probably has 200 pounds on it or something. Curl, throws it down, picks up his drink and walks out. And I'm like, I go, Ron, are you going to work out? Already have. This wasn't the time. This wasn't the era. This wasn't the catchphrase era. But I was the one when he walked out, as loud as I can, I went, damn. I was just like...
Were there any guys there? Because I heard this about Jimmy Snuka, right, from Don Morocco, and he said he barely ever worked out, and he looked like that. I mean, I'm sure he's taking a load of stuff as well, but were there any guys like, as you say, Batista or Ron or Farouk, who didn't even work out that much and still looked amazing?
If Jeff Jarrett would eventually talk to me, I dropped my phone, hopefully he texts me. If Jeff would eventually talk to me, Brickhouse Brown never worked out, and he was like, I don't even know, like, look at Ron Killings at 53. He's my age. He's still jacked. I think back when I wrestled with him or I worked him in WWF at the time, he wasn't working out. And some people have the genetics where they can do that. I think, who else didn't work out? I think Batista didn't work out the way that people assumed he worked out. Like, he's working out like Mark Henry because he's 300 pounds. I think he worked out generally very light. I'm trying to think of other people. Glenn was super strong, but Glenn would do a basic bodybuilding routine. Big Show, Khali, those guys will work out but like I said, when you're on the road, it's actually more, how should I say, it's more beneficial and you're smarter to do active recovery workouts during the time on the road and then doing your heavy lifts at home.
Val Venus told me that he would work out twice a day sometimes. Like he would work out in the morning and then he would work out in the evening as well. And I didn't say this. I was thinking that does sound like overtraining, rather.
Well, I'm gonna
he
counter
looked
that
great.
though. Yeah, I'm gonna counter that. It depends on what you're doing. So I was working out twice a day, and I did that when I went to Utah. I used to do cardio in the morning, and not an hour, like 20, 30 minutes in the morning. And P90X and other programs will have you do the cardio in the morning and then the resistance training in the afternoon. As time went on, and now that I'm 53, or even before this, it's one workout a day. I do combine them, but I time the workouts, and I have to be I have to switch it now. I can't be a cardio king anymore. Now it's retaining muscle as much as possible while not damaging my joints. But there was a time, and I think Val probably worked out twice a day because him and I had that competition going on, who can work out the most, which is really super, super healthy.
Whose adrenal glands can be most damaged by what they consume.
Mine are still damaged to this day. I swear I cannot sleep right. The time zone changes and the damage that I've done to my internal organs through overtraining. Please do not be an idiot like me or Val Venus. Please train smart.
And just very quickly,
like Ron Simmons. Train like Ron Simmons.
And very quickly before we shut down the show for the week is, would you always work out on an empty stomach or try to?
Always. 100%. I still do.
It's not just cardio, but weight training as well.
I work out first thing in the morning, so it's not an empty stomach. Something about when I eat, eating always makes me tired. It never gives me energy. It doesn't feel like fuel. Every meal feels like Thanksgiving to me, where I'm like, okay, I ate, now it's time to, and then when my cats jump on my lap, it's like, okay, time to go to bed. It's just fall asleep.